All right, so I just want to go over some basic use of the sim and more, importantly, the button box here. I think you guys will like it. Just makes the sim easier to use. Sim is on. One side note, the software that runs the motion is down here. It's that little icon. So if you click it, now the software should auto detect that a game is playing. So when you turn on that control box back here, and of course the PC's on, you can, if you want, click power on, and you can't, obviously I can feel it, but the sim kind of rises up, does its thing. But also if you just turn a game on and get into it, once you're actually driving, the motion will automatically turn on. And it does detect which game is running and everything. So with the button box though, I want to show a perfect example of how to use it. So if I want to run Assetto Corsa, which has Coda and multiple F1 cars on it, I can use this button box without even using the mouse even, but also more importantly the keyboard. So CM, which is going to mean Assetto Corsa. I know it's a little misleading, but it's a program that runs all this extra content. You can use this little knob to go through your different games. Obviously, you have iRacing, ACC, which we go into later, CM, which is Assetto Corsa. That's what we're going to be playing first. And then BeamNG has some of the off-road stuff. So I'll select the one that looks like a CM. I'll press the button, and that program's going to start up. Starts up in the back. This one always comes in front, so you just take your mouse, click over here. Okay. Now, the buttons have automatically changed for this game. Just to reiterate, I want to go back just to show you the other buttons. So I'm going to click back. So how I have it set up is this is your volume knob. It's going to be on all the profiles for the different games, so you can always adjust your volume. This knob here is a program selection, probably a little unnecessary, but once you get more familiar with the sim, maybe you'll like it. If I turn it, it cycles through all my open programs. So I can go back to the motion right there. I highlight it, I press the button, and now I'm on that program. If I want to go back to Assetto Corsa, obviously you could do this with the mouse by literally clicking it. But if you wanted to use that, you can cycle to Assetto Corsa, press it, now you're highlighted there. If you want to switch audio between your soundbar and headset, all you have to do is press the button. And that's because it's not on right now. You'll see that little exclamation. But when it's on, it'll switch. So obviously that's the headset icon, and below is the soundbar. Okay, so we're on our soundbar, and then you could even see your volume does change when you twist it. So just an easy way, and this will be adjustable in the game too. So for example, BeamNG has its own set of buttons. Every button set has a back button to get to what I would call the desktop. ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, press it, you got your buttons there. Assetto Corsa, there, you got your buttons. I did set it though, so that when you're in the game, when you start it up, it will automatically switch over to Assetto Corsa buttons. But obviously I'm gonna press it because I've been back and forth. PC controls, not much, but you can turn off the computer with that button. You don't have to mess with the monitors, just let it'll shut off on its own. You just press this button, goes to a countdown, shuts off the computer. You still need to shut off the control box for the motion when you're done with it. That's the only other thing. Go back. So, let's see, is there anything else in there? No. Okay. Anyway, so we're in Assetto Corsa. So these two boxes here, your cars and tracks, you press that bigger button, you get a list of all the tracks. You can sort through different ways. There's all sorts of stuff. So for example, California International Raceway, due to licensing reasons, that's Willow Springs. Circuit of Americas, obviously Coda, with different layouts. So you pick your track, press OK. You pick your car, go to the little garage icon, and you have a whole list of cars. Now, it's a little confusing. Some of this is third-party content. So To see all your different cars, you have two options. You can click all. There's a long, long list of cars. Or you click brands. So it'll be a little misleading, but the third party that has some really good content with the F1 cars is Race Sim Studios. So you'll click Race Sim Studios. You'll see they have a lot of like GT looking cars. They just have different names due to licensing, but they're very well done. So if you start to scroll through these, you go to the top, this is when you get into all your formula stuff. Different years, you know, your some 70s V8 cars, then you get into the 90s, and then more modern stuff. So have fun, check them out. Another great one is when you go back to brands, VRC, click VRC, and you have access to some prototype cars, Le Mans prototype. This is probably I think one of the best ones to drive, is a 2023 F1 car. Again, you see that they do have some like Ferrari liveries, but yeah, all third-party stuff. Anyway, good stuff though. So anyway, you would pick your car, press OK. From here, you have some options. I'm just leaving it on practice. You can do a race, blah, blah, blah. Just do a practice for now, get used to it. There is definitely a high learning curve with the F1 car, and you know, it shouldn't be easy, right? It's hard to drive. So anyway, once you got your car selected, press go. It'll load up here. Okay, so this is kind of like the intro. Pretty detailed, pretty cool. These are 4K screens, so I mean, visually looks great. So to start driving, you press start race. Sometimes you kind of have to give it like a 1 second hold. Okay, we're in our car. Looks good so far. You're gonna start driving. I'll show you some of the buttons on here. So here's a couple things. You have your force feedback adjustment. That's going to be important. You want to adjust it. You know, if a kid's in here or someone who doesn't like how strong the wheel is, you know, you can adjust it. When you turn this knob, you will see up top here, it gives you a percentage. So 100% is, you know, the default, and then you could turn it down. You could turn it up. Really, up doesn't, you don't really want to go past it. It's really probably unnecessary. But just to show you, if the cars have traction control or ABS, you can adjust those here and they will pop up at the top. This car does not have that, so you'll get a notification saying it doesn't. And then you have your volume adjustment here. So anytime, let's say you crash, hit the reset button, it'll take you back to this screen. So other than that, you just have to press one more button, which is start race. And then you're back in it. It's faint, but you can turn the racing line on and off. It's really hard to see, but it's right there, that green arrow. You'll see it more when you're actually driving here. Let's go around the turn. And again, the learning curve, especially with this car, is pretty high. So don't get discouraged or just switch to like a GT car or something like that. Yeah, so there's your racing line right here. Reset FFB just puts if you feel like you're not sure what happened, reset FFB just puts the force feedback back to 100%. Again, racing line. If I exit, it'll just close down. I'll show you in a second. We talked about reset car. View adjust. It's kind of important if you're getting something new. You can adjust seat up, down, forward, back, and tilt. One side note, if you make adjustments to it, completely fine. On your left screen, you got some stuff going on here. You know, we can go into more detail on that later on, but if you adjust your view, come up to this one that says onboard settings and press save. It'll save the view specifically for this car only. So let's go back. So we got in our race there. You want to exit, switch your car or something, press exit. Boom, you're out. And you make changes to your car. With the buttons on the wheel, I don't get too crazy because there's a lot. I feel like a visual representation on the button box is better. They do work though. For example, you know, pit limit. This is radio, so more so in iRacing when you're using voice chat. Mute voice chat. flasher lights, maybe more for like endurance racing. Brake bias is right here. Menu navigation and iRacing. Again, I won't dive too deep into that right now. I figured for the weekend, you just want to use Assetto Corsa, basic setup, gets in and out of the game very easily. Yeah. I do need to remote in and change some things once you log in. You have to purchase the game license. I think Assetto Corsa is like maybe $30, but all that extra content's on there. So we'll cross that bridge once you guys get it all set up. So yeah, hopefully this wasn't too confusing or anything, but yeah, it'll be fun. We'll get you dialed in.